Hi guys, I am here to do the book haul that I've been planning for a long time because I haven't been able to make a video for the past 3 months because I've been at school and school sucks. But school doesn't suck so much that I didn't get any books from them because I just do that all the time. And the library had this big clear out where you could get things, and I did, and then I sort of went shopping and I ordered books and people gave me books and HyperCon sent me books. And yeah, I basically have about 30 books that I need to show you and share because I haven't yet. As I just said, the library had this big clear out, so I got myself 5 books. First one is a biography of Billie Piper by a guy called Chris Stevens, and I got this because I've seen her in Doctor Who and she's my favourite Doctor Who companion, so I wanted to learn a bit more about Billie Piper and not just have seen her in Doctor Who. I got the cutest book called Christy and the Lion. It's like a story of a real event, and basically in Harrods in London they at one time sold lion cubs, and Christian was one of the lion cubs that was sold to these 2 guys who saved him, raised him in their flat, and then they helped him to get back into the wild, which is just the cutest story ever. I've got something that's quite helpful for me at the minute. The video camera handbook. I don't know anything about cameras. Let's hope that this does what it says metaphorically on the tin. I got 2 books about, well, these are big books. One of them's a sort of art book. It is for The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, and as many of you will already know from past videos, I don't really like The Lord of the Rings. I initially got this because I thought I could give it to my friend who loves The Lord of the Rings, but then I realised I don't even know where she lives anymore because she moved house, so it's mine now. And then the final one I got just because I love horses and I love everything about horses. It's called The Horse. It's got like chocolate and things inside the cover, which is kind of gross, so I'm going to hopefully try and sort that out at some point. My school's disgusting for stuff like that, to be honest. I went to London, as some of you may know, for the Doctor Who 50th convention, which was bloody brilliant. Like, I loved it, and it was worth that weekend of terror in London, and, you know, that early start, that really horrible Monday at school when I did really bad in all my tests, that was worth it for this stuff. But we kind of went along in charity shops whilst waiting for the Day of the Doctor in the cinema to start. So I got a Doctor Who book. I got the Banquo Legacy, which is by Andy Lane and Justin Richards. I've read Justin Richards' other books. I think he wrote The Resurrection Casket. It might have been the other one, The Feast of the Drowned. No, I think it was The Resurrection Casket, and he does like some of the more modern books and they are brilliant. So if it's the same guy, which I assume it will be, this will be awesome. Then, wait, this is quite cool. I got this. Now you guys will be thinking, well, you've already got that. But yeah, it's cause I bought this initially because I thought, hey, my paperback at home is all battered and the pages are coming out, and this is a hardback, which will mean that it'll fit in nicely before the 2 hardbacks of the Deathly Hallows and The Half-Blood Prince. And I got this, and then I got it home and I realised it's a first edition. Then I got the second book in the series Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket, which is The Reptile Room. Still haven't read the first one. And then the final one I got is The Model Engines by Philip Reeve, which I've heard of a lot recently. I hadn't heard of it before I got it, but then it suddenly appeared everywhere, as it generally does. Where do I go next? These. I think this is sort of the logical place to go next. If you live in the UK, you might have heard of The Mirror, which is one of the biggest papers in the UK, and they basically did this Mirror Book Club promotion where you had to collect some coupons and then send them off, and then they sent you 6 free books of your choice, basically, and I chose these ones because I had only heard of one of them, but the rest of them look cool. So, the first one I have is this one, and this one confused me in my last take of this video, so hopefully I get this right. It is a Philip Marlowe mystery. It's the first one, and it's called The Big Sleep, and it's by Raymond Chandler, and there's an introduction by Ian Rankin. I got it right this time. I got it right. The second one is one that I've never heard of in my life, but it just looked cool. I think it's called The Terrible Privacy of Maxwell Sim. It's got like little writing in between, so it's really confusing, and that's by Jonathan Coe. So if any of you guys have ever read this, do tell me what it's like. It has what looks to be toothbrushes on the front. 2 toothbrushes. Are they toothbrushes? They look like toothbrushes. Next one I'm sure pretty much everyone will have heard of at some point. It is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I remember looking at Shelley for some reason. I think it was the context of something we're doing in English literature. All these are pretty good books. Like, they're so small. They're like smaller than usual, and they're cute and diddy. And you guys, if you didn't do this, you'd lost out. You seriously did, because these are just fabulous. And I've got Zadie Smith's Northwest? N to W. N to W. Does anyone know? Is it Northwest? It looks like the kind of... It must be Northwest, right? It just won't be N to... Yeah, Northwest, guys. We're just going to call this Northwest, and if I'm wrong, you can shout at me later. Then I've got Kiss Kiss by Roald Dahl. I think this is one of his more adult novels, and I've never read any of them. But of course I love Roald Dahl because he's a funny guy and he's written so many good books that I loved. So I thought I would get one of these, and the front cover is honestly terrifying because I hate hornets and bees and everything else that looks vaguely like that. So kinda don't like the cover, but the book should be good. And then finally I've got About a Boy by Nick Hornby, who I've heard lots about. Nick Hornby is like one of those names that you just hear about a lot and that, you know, you never sort of see around. I'll go to the books that I got from Mads, who doesn't do YouTube anymore but used to, and she was Slightly Bookish blog, I think. Yes, because Slightly Mads is her Twitter name. I always get confused. Anyway, I got these for Christmas and I got them weeks ago, so that's why I've already opened them. I should have really left them in the packet and just had them for Christmas, but nah. She sent me a gorgeous, well, not very gorgeous, it's kind of ugly. Everyone says they're ugly, but it's gorgeous to me. American edition of the first in Derek Landy's Skullduggery Pleasant series. Sceptre of the Ancients it's called over there, whereas here it's just called Skullduggery Pleasant. This is something that I haven't got signed yet, so when I next see Derek Landy I do actually have a reason to be there. Then she sent me The Disenchantments by Nina LaCour, which I think she told me about a long time ago with Martha. It's I don't like American paper. It's just so floppy and weird and disgusting. But the book should be good, despite its faults. What even is American paper? It's just floppiness. Final book she sent me, which is annoying me because it's like Will Grayson, and I really wish they didn't do covers like this. It's Cinder by Marissa Mayer, and it's one of those books that's got like the little strip thing missing, and it's just, I don't even know why you would do this. Thank you, Mads. You rock. Merry Christmas. No, it isn't. When I went to meet Patrick Ness, I think it was Patrick Ness, I had a bit of money with me, and I didn't have, you know, any need to buy any of his books, because the ones that I wanted to read, I already had. So I bought myself a book that everyone talks about on YouTube that I've not read. This, together with Anna and the French Kiss, are two of those most elusive books that I hadn't been able to find, but I think they've recently printed it with a UK cover. It is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell, who I know has done that new book called Fangirl, which sounds like amazing, so I have to get that one as well. Someone mentioned this book. It's How I Live Now by Meg Rossoff, and I've had it before they mentioned it, and I haven't read it yet, but it sounds bloody brilliant. HarperCollins send me books, as you guys know, but I haven't had any chance to read any recently, so I feel really bad. The first one that I have is Wait For You, and this is the book that they thought I was reading before I actually started reviewing, which I didn't really understand since I couldn't have a copy of it since it wasn't out. I think, judging by the Wait For You and Love is on the cover, it's some kind of romantic novel, and I do occasionally like romantic novels. And then, the second one I have, which is kind of funny, is Payback by Kimberly Chambers, and the funny thing about this is, well, really, be more organised, HarperCollins. You sent me two of the same one. Nearly at the end. 4 to go. Okay. I found it, and apparently nobody wants it, so I have it myself. It is 500 Manga Heroes and Villains, and everybody knows that I love manga. Yes, I won this from School for Children in Need. We did sort of a book raffle. I was the only person who entered, so I automatically won it, which is kind of rubbish. I won Mockingbird by Catherine Erskine. Erskine makes me laugh because it's a character in Skullduggery Pleasant who's currently in torture for 23 hours out of the day and has 1 hour to recuperate, which is really sad. Then I have the novelisation of Iron Man 3, which was a bloody brilliant film. I loved it. So sad about the end though when he blew up all the suits. Just, Tony, why? And then the final book, This is kind of funny. Especially if my English teacher's watching, which is slightly a possibility. Oh, God. Right. I was sat in a Young Enterprise meeting, and one of my old teachers comes in and says, do any of you own a copy of this book, the one I'm about to show you? And, you know, he goes around the room, and nobody's looking, you know, because none of them really read, and then he just sees me and is like, you will have one, you must, and if you don't, you suck. So I was like, I have one, I'm pretty sure I have one, and I did actually think that I might have one, but when I got home I didn't. So what do? I make it my special mission to go into town with my Waterstones card, with which I have lots of money, and I order one just after he's come in. So by the time I get there, it's not like come in that it's there, and so I'm stood in the shop and it's about half an hour or possibly less until it closes, so I'm sort of like desperate because it gets some money off if you order it online and then pick it up in store. And then finally, at 5 minutes to closing time, your order is ready, and I'm stood next to the desk. So as soon as he's moved the book onto the shelf to be picked up, I'm like, hey, is that my book? And he's like, that's just weird. I was like, sorry. But anyway, the book that he was looking for is this one. It's I Am Legend. I Am Legend. I Am Legend by Richard Matheson, and it's apparently a non-Stephanie Meyer style zombie novel, which is always good in my books because I love zombie, vampire. Oh, damn it! I knew I'd do it wrong. Vampire novel. Oh, this is so embarrassing that I just went into town specifically to get the book so I wouldn't be a disappointment. That is truly me. Yep. I rock. But anyway, that was the last book. Hope you enjoyed the book haul. I can see that it says 23 minutes and 37 seconds currently. That's scary. But I did actually mess up once, so hopefully it'll go down a little bit. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next video, which is something Christmassy, which is funny enough because it's Christmas Eve today, and there's only 4 hours and 30 minutes-ish until Christmas Day. So I hope you guys have a great Christmas if I don't see you tomorrow anyway, and hope you get all the books you asked for. Yay!